I'll come back. 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 I'll come back.
We are live. We will go. Our chat room seems to be silent. It's great.
I'm doing my blog post.
Yeah. Well, you have to start the show in like literally 30 seconds here, Priest.
I know, it's already on.
Yeah, so hope your blog post was done.
Yeah,
My
I
end,
know, it's done.
On my end, it says we're 2 minutes late.
I know.
We are 2 minutes late. So we're going to do an extra fast countdown. 1. Oh, and welcome to the Barcast, where the bar gets lower every single week. The bartenders this evening will be a non-pencil. Enigmatic Otaku. Dead. Milk.
Dead.
Ravage.
Boy.
My name's Flutter Priest, and there's still time to save her. We have a very special guest this week. Her name,
Wow.
my life. I try to do something cool, and I mess up basic things.
That's what I meant to ask. That's what I forgot. Continue, though.
We have someone that has been recommended by you guys, a really wonderful individual that does a lot of really great work in the fandom. We have Vivid Syntax. Vivid, thank you.
Thank you for having me.
For those who've never tuned in before, thank you for joining. We're a community-centered podcast. You suggest the guests, we get them on. You ask the questions, we make them miserable for 2 hours, and all proceeds go to horse rescue charities. If you want to catch up on previous ones that we've done, such as Bill Newton, the voice of Rice Mac,
Right smack. You heard it here, right? Yeah.
and someone called a non-pencil.
Hey.
Be sure to go check us out on iTunes, Google Play Music, SoundCloud, YouTube, and all places where you can digest things in your ear holes. We are also on Twitch right now, which the lovely non-pencil will be watching for a while. Pencil is an example of questions we want to ask our guest.
I will not be asking our wonderful guest anything about religion, anything about politics, anything about their actual location. But other than that, they're pretty solid sounding. I think they're prepared, or at least they think they are. So let loose with other questions you might want to ask. You are welcome to do so.
All right. So without further ado, let's jump into some actual interview-based questions.
Wait, no. There's a special game we play here on the podcast, isn't there?
Yes.
And what's the game we play, Priest?
How big is your penis?
No, we play a drinking game. We have a drinking word.
We do a drinking thing, and we drink every time we say a word. The word this week is fuck. Like, fuck, I messed everything up.
Yay!
So, without further ado, we have actual interview questions. Let's jump into the thick of it. Number 1, Vivid, let's do a basic introduction. Who are you and what do you do in the fandom?
My name is Vivid Syntax. I've been a writer in the fandom for since 2013 or so. Most of what I do these days is behind the scenes at Windy City PonyCon and Ponyville Cider Fest. I'm going to be on staff for BronyCon next year. Did some work at MLP and mostly I do convention running stuff.
Yay! What do you typically do for conventions?
Right now, I'm the programming director for Windy City and Ponyville Cider Fest. So I've got a staff of about 40 or 50 people that roll up to me in one way or another. I help my managers out with some special events. If there's events of the Grand Galloping Gala, to things like the charity auction, to all the panels and stuff you see. Part of the show that we're putting on, then I oversee it.
Yay! That's awesome. So you're kind of one of the people that sits in the background that makes our fandom really happen.
It happen. I just make it so you guys have a good time and have some place to hang out.
Hell
You're
yeah.
welcome.
So let's learn a little more about you. How did you personally get into the fandom?
Yeah, I was back in it was season 1. I was in college and I was on the internet like a fucking fool. And I had heard about the show My Little Pony, and I decided I like cartoons. We'll check it out. everyone's told, where I watched one episode and it was a cliffhanger, and then, oh shit, I gotta go another one, and then soon I had like binged the whole first half of the first season, and it was all downhill from there.
God damn it.
Ha ha ha.
Oh, we totally
That's how
relate
it
to
tends
that.
to go.
Yeah. Next question is, what do you consider your favorite part of the fandom? The online community, fanfics, the conventions, music?
I think the sense of community, definitely. I've enjoyed working with everybody on the convention scene. I wish I had more time to just sit down and fucking read fan fiction, but I don't much anymore. But I've loved it. Just getting to interact with people and just seeing people smile is like it makes everything worthwhile.
Aw, that's sappy as fuck.
I want to say something about Smile Song, but nah, man. We're not going to do that.
Terribly cliche. That is terribly cliche. You can do better than that.
If there's one...
Smiles as long as a mile.
Keep
Wow.
drinking, by the way. We've said fuck quite a few times.
Fuck.
Yep.
If there is one thing you could say to your followers or fans, what would it be?
Oh, what the fuck you listen to me? There are so many smarter, better people out there. What is wrong with you? You're wasting your opportunity.
Well, who do you look up to then?
Who do I look up to?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Like those...
I mean, Charlie Worthley, a lot of the people that... I look up to people who aren't afraid to just do shit, who say, there's a really cool thing that needs to happen, and they actually get that shit done, where they're willing to put themselves on the line and make something out of nothing. I think the whole creation process, whether it's fan fiction or art or making a fucking convention happen, it's such an immense amount of work that anybody who can pull that stuff off successfully is just a winner in my book.
Well said, well said. Now, that said, we got to run you through the ringer. We got to ask the question that ruins lives. It's time. I think you know the question I'm going to ask.
Yes, go ahead.
Who is best pony?
Oh, Soren. What kind of question is that?
Wow.
Who is this
one.
person?
That's the first Soren we've gotten.
God, you got a lot of stupid guests on the show.
It's
Wow.
so true. Like we had Enigma.
Wow. It's a good day.
Love you, Enigma. All right. So let's jump out to the actual thread on film fiction. Unless there are any questions in the chat we need to follow up on, Pencil?
There are. Lone Trooper, Rundown Jet, and Cyber Drake all want to know, how big is your dick?
The problem is I'm a statistician in real life, so I'm going to give you a very numbersy answer. In terms of length among people I've been with, I'm at about probably the 50th percentile, and in thickness, I'm probably at around a 65 to 70th percentile.
You know what they say, you can always find a way to lie with statistics.
All right.
Yeah.
That said, let's jump into the thread where we're starting right off the bat with Dark Angel. So you know what that means. It's time to get sad.
Jesus Christ, we're starting dark. Here we go.
Number 1. Are you truly happy with what you've done with your life? Lying is permitted.
I'm happy. Who isn't happy with their life? I've got a lovely husband, a wonderful house, a successful career. I get to spend my time with ponies. I'm sure everyone's life is as blessed and wonderful as mine.
That's amazing!
I hope you die. Anyway.
Good line.
Question number 2. Do you regret anything?
I made a kid atheist at church camp, which I feel pretty bad about.
Oh.
Careful now, we have some rules.
Oh, man.
Sorry.
Number 3. Have you forgotten your joy?
Can't forget what you never had in the first place.
Oh. Number 4. Why do we hide inside these walls?
Presumably because we don't want to wear pants and there's laws against like indecent exposure.
Yes, thank you. Clothing optional homes. It's a thing. All right.
It's true.
It's a clothing optional podcast, I assume, right?
It is.
Yeah,
I
I'm
am
naked
in-
right now.
I'm in a various state of undress. I mean, I assume Milk is always naked for our podcasts.
I'm just really drunk, but I wear full clothes. I even have my work boots on still. I like them.
See, I'd like to right now, but given where I am, I'm going to end up on a list.
Yeah, he's in McDonald's. He's not allowed to get naked. And Rav, I'm pretty sure Rav is just in a perpetual state of emotional nudity.
Probably.
Enigma,
Show me those
I've been
big
dying
purple
for
titties.
3 weeks. Does your McDonald's have a jungle gym?
No, it's one of those modernized ones where they got
Oh,
rid
that
of those,
sucks.
where they got rid of your childhood.
Okay. Now then, we have questions from Hawthorne Bunny. Number 1. Vivid Syntax, are you named after this Atom text editor theme? Or if not, where did your name come from?
Question. Mostly I'm just bad at naming shit, so I don't know. I like the word vivid. Syntax refers to both like writing and what I do in my day job. I'm a statistician, so I write a lot of computer code, and I thought like I can combine those two in a way that's really clever. And like most things I try to do, it was much less clever than I thought it would be.
I think that's smart, though. Like, I get it. That's cool. Number 2.
Yeah.
Which do you prefer, Soren's old or new cutie mark?
I think you mean Sauron's only cutie mark, which is the lightning bolt with the wave. He was just wearing pants in that one episode. What are you talking about? He's always had this cutie mark.
They changed it?
Like Nurse Redheart, yeah.
Wow.
Denial's the strongest medicine.
Number 3. Which would you rather eat right now? A Brayburn apple, a carrot cake, or a cheese sandwich? I think he's referring to the penis. I don't know.
Eating out memes? Oh, you poor summer child. Hello?
I think you were cutting out there for a second. Sorry about that.
Sorry, no worries. I'll go with Brayburn.
Brayburn. Got it. All right.
Always better than Brayburn.
And now then, there's a bonus statistics section, I'm guessing because stats, which lists various Soren and Brayburn character tag romance fics, which is interesting. Cool. Now then, I'm actually surprised that Shining's only in 10 fics with Brayburn. But anyway.
Let's don't really complement each other as well. I get it.
Now then, the next questions are from Rundown Jet, who asks, are you ready for some spooky? Too bad, because I'm already there. Number 1, what is your favorite meal, snack, or food stuff that's really unhealthy, but just so freaking good?
Oh man. I'm a lover of poutine. Poutine is so fucking delicious.
Yes.
Do you happen to be a Canadian?
In Minnesota, which is like Canadian light.
Yeah, you're the only place that can like get that good shit, that really good like poutine in America. I understand. You also have a pretty okay hockey team. Just got to put that out there.
Do we? I don't really do sports.
Oh.
Oh,
Ouch.
well, okay.
Number 2.
And I just alienated half the audience. Excellent.
No,
Fine, guys.
just me. Just me. It's okay.
What is the biggest or weirdest fear that you have?
God, fish, I think?
Fish?
Yes, fish.
You live in some of the best fishing in the country.
I know, and that's the fucking problem. So I was 5 years old, and we were on this family vacation, and my dad and my uncle were out at the dock, and they were just fucking shit-faced. And I walk out there, and my uncle pulls in this fish. It's called a bullhead fish, and something, but he just kind of swears at it and is like, the fucking bullhead. he decides to crush it under his boot, and then the eyeball pops out of the fish and lands on my shoe because I'm standing right there. And ever since then, I've had fucking nightmares about like ghost fish eyeballs coming to fucking kill me. It's awful.
That's
Jesus.
amazing. That's a very specific nightmare. I'm kind of proud of you.
Thank you. Ugh. But yeah, no fish. We went on a trip to the Caribbean. My husband and I went on a cruise to the Caribbean, and I went snorkeling for the first time, and it was fine for a while until the school of fish just fucking turned out of nowhere and beelined towards me, and I screamed in my snorkel and ended up swallowing a whole mess of seawater.
Ooh.
Blah.
All right. The next question is, why is bagged milk the best milk?
Because you can leave it. You don't need to actually refrigerate it, which is fucking weird.
Really?
What?
Really? That makes it so much worse. I didn't even know that. Are you serious? Like, no, are you serious? You don't need to refrigerate bagged milk?
Some bagged milk. So I was studied in China my junior year of college, and they had bagged milk there, and it would just be like just walk into the store, which the store is called Hayodo, which is good and plenty in Chinese, and I'd walk in, and there's just this giant fucking pile of milk, and like leaking, so it's just like slowly squirting milk out on the floor, and it's super fucking gross, but it's not refrigerated, and I don't know what the fuck they're making it out of, but they just fucking left it out all the time.
Okay, bagged milk is worst milk. You have confirmed this for me yet again. Thank you. This has made me
better.
Oh,
I tried one bag of it, and then I heard there was a recall because a bunch of the bagged milk, they'd apparently like stretched the milk powder with like fiberglass dust or something. And, yeah.
What?
Oh my God! Yeah, no, fuck that.
Milk-related cancer.
Oh gosh, no.
Oh my God. The milk is spreading.
So bagged milk is worst milk. Nope. Yep. I'm absolutely understood.
Excellent.
Number 5. What is the theme song for your sex life?
Oh God, this girl is on fire. No.
If you say gay bar, I will be your best friend forever.
Gay bar is a good one. Yeah. We'll go with that one. Yes.
Best friend forever. Best friend.
Number 6.
Let's go to the gay bar. Do you want to be my hag?
Oh, I totally would. I prefer the term fruit fly though, but yes. Milk, I'm abandoning you for Vivid.
That's okay. I'm already dating somebody. You can go and do your thing.
No. You misunderstand the purpose of the hag. You do.
Don't know what we're talking about at all.
I'm not. Well, Vivid, would you like to explain the purpose of the hag?
There are all kinds of purposes of the hag. It's short for fag hag. It's usually the straight woman or bisexual or goes around with a harem of gay people to things like the gay bar or to a restaurant thing, and they're kind of the matriarch of the whole thing, and they can act as a wing woman, or they can buy drinks or just generally take care of everybody. They do a lot of really cool stuff. If you're queer, you got to get yourself a hag.
Yes, thank you. Yes.
This is the most valuable education I think we've ever had on the podcast.
Why do you think I flipped out? Because you can't.
Priest.
Go for it.
Priest.
What?
Be my hag.
Oh, girl, I'll happily be your hag.
Vivid, we just educated some people today, and one thing is, like, you can't ask to do this for somebody, they have to ask you. You can't just, like, volunteer for it. Otherwise, you're a bitch. So.
Of course, yes.
Yeah. So, hugely flattered. Thank you.
Of course, yes.
Number 6. How would you describe yourself using only 3 words?
God. Energetic.
Yay.
Devoted. Job.
Nice. Number 7. If your entire life thus far was a movie, what would be the title of it?
How the fuck did that happen?
works.
That's amazing!
No, just like because up until the point that I was like 15 or 16 years old, I was such the good straight edge, like go to church every Sunday, volunteer at all the various like soup kitchens and shit, and just like what a little really good boy I am. And I suppose then puberty happened.
All right. Number 8. Just how big is your porn stash?
I mean, I mostly just go on the internet, so how big is the internet?
Wow,
Yeah,
that's
yeah. Lately, I found out that no one stores them in their computer anymore.
no, really, no one does.
No, I do.
Well, you're a piece of arcane technology. It sounds like.
I want to take you to a flash drive!
Well, hey, I'd like to see you access your porn folder when you don't have internet because it's cloudy.
I just dropped
Ravage,
one.
Ravage, do you store yours in floppy disks?
No, God, no. I've never done that.
No floppy
to
disks,
own them.
only hard drives. Sorry, I'm done.
Don't
No,
you
mine's
need
a
sticky
solid
disks?
state.
Solid state, yes. Good job, Rav. Good job. I'm sorry, we need to stop. This is bad.
Bonus question. Are you superstitious? If so, what are your biggest superstitions?
So like I said, I'm a data scientist in real life, so I'm not allowed to be superstitious. If I walk into a casino, I disappear, like the fucking end of Avengers or whatever. But Magic the Gathering, and I know you have to shuffle your cards a certain way, otherwise it doesn't properly randomize. So I guess that's it, but I'm not all that superstitious.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Uh-oh. Did
Uh-oh.
I? It's
What?
fine. Something he mentioned just now. I was waiting to see if you'd jump on it, Priest.
About how you can't get a drink in Vegas?
No, that wasn't it.
Oh. Right.
It's true, though. It's true, though. It's fine. It's fine. Let's move on.
Now then, numero uno. What is your favorite non-MLP franchise?
For like TV or video games or what?
Anything. All the above. And none of the above at the same time.
I have time to like watch TV and shit. I don't know. Oh wait, no, I do. BoJack Horseman.
Hey, I started watching that.
Don't
Nice.
act like you don't know.
Number 2. Have you done any fan-related works for non-MLP franchises?
So I've been writing fan fiction for probably about 20 years now. Literally the first thing I ever wrote, fan fiction wise, was Beast from Beauty and the Beast and Scar from The Lion King. They're surrounded by a bunch of like hyenas and shit, and they have to fight them off, and then they fight them off, and then they immediately start like kissing a little bit. And me and my thought that was the most like crazy thing in the world, and it was only like fucking half a page long or something.
Wow, that sounds pretty great, actually.
It's lost on the computer somewhere. I really wish I had it because it's, I think, a formative part of my childhood. I'm not sure. I mean, I think everybody remembers the first time they wrote about 2 hairy dudes beating people up and making out.
Oh yeah, no, totally.
Was this like part of like a Kingdom Hearts fan fiction?
Oh my god.
No, I'm old. This was before Kingdom Hearts was even a thing.
All right. The next thing is from the other guy who says, "Hey,
How you doing?
how does this make you feel?"
Yeah, you wanna
Picture.
meet up later? You wanna talk about some stuff? Wanna get together with that other guy?
Oh.
How does this make you feel?
Make me feel. Oh Jesus Christ!
That timing was beautiful.
I mean, like 5% aroused. Because this is the first one, which means you guys probably have more coming. Which, oh god.
Nope. That's all that was provided for today.
Oh, good.
So number one is from Tin Man. What is your favorite headcanon?
Thorburn OTP. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm holding the book I wrote about them right now. And
Oh
it's
my.
fucking thick.
What draws you to that particular ship?
I think early on it was two males, and I heard this philosophy recently, and I hadn't been able to put words to it before, but someone once recently told me you should write the thing that you needed when you were much more vulnerable. I mean, there's tons of queer content on fanfiction, but God, fucking like 80% of it seems to be coming out stories, and that stuff is really, really important for a lot of people. There are a lot of people that just, okay, I'm going to come out and it might be a little bit rough and it'll be okay. But there was just such a dearth of like queer and have, I'm going to say, an adult relationship that's reflected in that like reflects like the actual adult experience. I think partly because most people on fanfiction don't have a lot of that experience. But I wanted to write a story that was just that was a little bit more true to life and kind of true to what I had seen.
That makes a lot of sense because it definitely seems like on fanfiction, as far as queer relationships and queer coming out, that it's both ends of the spectrum where it's like man orgy or super sex or coming out.
Exactly.
And not a lot in between.
Hey guys, I'm a queer person, but I'm also a complete human being with other interests, and there wasn't too much of that, so I wrote one, and it ended up being 400,000 fucking words long.
Attaway! That's how you do it. You go way overboard, and it goes great, right?
I mean, it got published. I've sold like 70 copies or so at this point, so I mean, I'm happy with
Holy
that.
shit! Like self-publishing, or did you actually send it to a publishing house?
Self-published. I went through 48-hour books, mostly because they were the only ones that could actually publish something that big.
Mm.
But yeah, they're super friendly if anyone wants to publish some of their own fan fiction. I know at BronyCon next year they're doing someone's organizing the BronyCon bookstore, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to do that, so I appreciate the advice.
I would love to put sensation in there, but there's a lot of sex in it, so I don't think that's allowed. But we'll see.
Wait. Sex isn't allowed?
I think there's going to be an under-the-table equestrian bookstore that you need to ask for. Do not quote me on that.
Yeah, we're not advertising that. We're not advertising that.
Don't. I could be lying. It's been a while since I've read the blog, but I also have the blog attached.
There's no adult content allowed. Wink, wink.
Yeah, here I actually have the link from Aquaman. I'll paste it here. We won't read it, but just fact checking. Please fact check me. Anyway.
Yes.
Next, bug ponies or the gay deer?
Oh, I love the gay deer. I love the gay deer so much.
Really? You prefer the new style?
That's so weird.
Does he only like them because they're gay deer?
Wow, that's rude. That's over the line.
Rude. That's rude.
Why do you like the new
terrible,
style?
and I encourage you to keep jumping to those conclusions. The gay deer, 'cause I like that they're differentiated a little bit. It was nice for a while to have that kind of villain where it is that hive mind, but it's cool that you can say like, okay, here's a bunch of people that you think are all the same, and when you learn a little bit more about them, they're all different. So I just really like the message that sends, is that are supposedly one thing, like you dig a little bit deeper and you find a lot of differences. Also, Thorax is just such a great, awkward, and probably bad at it, and I'm sure half the hive is starving by now, but it's just cute.
All right.
How do you think he deals out capital punishment?
With his dick.
Yes.
Hello.
It's like I've been looking forward to this all day.
Jesus Christ.
I suppose he's the queen, though, actually, so with his vagina?
Does Thorax have a...
Hey, you know what? They can have whatever they want to have.
changeling.
Damn it. Yeah, they can have all of them, all of the orifices forever in every place of every sort. Like, I'm sorry, do you have a squiddle bop? I don't have a squiddle bop, but they fucking could. There you go.
Do you have a turkey baster down there? They could.
They could. I don't know what a squiddle bop is, by the way, but I'm proud I thought that up on spur of the moment, and I'm done now.
Number 3. Bird ponies, the Pegasus, or bat ponies?
You sound a little uncomfortable. Are you okay?
No, I'm fine. I was imagining like a Squirtle tail for a penis, and I was just like, couldn't handling it. I couldn't handle fucking Squirtle tail with the little fucking Gurren Lagann sunglasses. For
Have you guys,
You mean a
have you
squiddle
guys
bop?
ever seen a turtle penis?
a Squirtle bop, yeah.
Squirtle bop, yeah.
Seriously, have you guys ever seen a turtle penis?
Yes, it's longer than the turtle half the time.
So
I know, and
Priest,
it's huge. It's like big fucking flower thing. Holy shit, they're so scary.
Some tortoises actually have problems because when they get erection, it can flip them over because it... Today on Sex Lessons with Pencil.
and can they get like cable with those satellite dishes?
Probably.
Oh no, I fell over again.
Hold on, I have something to make Priest break.
Oh no.
Right, because then you're on your back and you have a massive erection.
Why?
Is there a Bulbasaur one?
I don't know. Just wanted to send that your way. We could continue now.
That's one of the inflatable ones. You inflate it and it evolves.
Oh god!
Oh my god, does it get the like hydro cannon so you can squirt inside yourself?
Oh,
Hydro pump, go!
If you get more than one, would it be the Squirtle Squad?
oh my god!
God!
No, I don't want this. I don't want this in my life.
Squirtle, use bubble.
It was very effective.
Why is it foamy? Foamy.
Okay.
It self-cleans.
And it's their Squirtle Bop. There we go.
At least you could teach it Harden.
Buy it now and get your own special tentacle.
Let's move on, kids.
Okay. Number 4. Do you even crotch boobs on the ponies?
That's the last one. Bird ponies by far.
Oh, sorry.
No worries. Crotch boobs are just the weird. Like, I shouldn't kink shame. But I just can't. Like, horses don't have crotch boobs, so I don't know where you're pulling this from. Why are you doing this?
They do have like nipples.
Raise his hand slowly. They do have nipples on their crotch.
Not like the fucking giant, like.
Oh no, not like the milk sacks. No,
Right,
no.
exactly.
They don't have like basketball tits.
I was one of those guys that was really excited for the Sugar Mac shipping, and then like I was like, once I saw the episode, I'm like, I'm gonna go on Furu and see what's there, and of course I left all the filters off, and so it was just like, crotch boob, and it was just, I don't know.
Did not do it for you. Fair
No.
enough. Number 5. Why not dragon boobs?
Why not dragon boobs? My D&D girlfriend has dragon boobs.
What the fuck was
We're
that?
gonna get married.
Number
Was that-
6.
Was that like your Nigel Thornberry impression?
Oh god, please stop. Oh god, please stop.
Smashing.
Smashing.
Nothing.
Number 6. What is your favorite human in Equestria?
Haha, none.
None? But why? What don't you like about human in Equestria?
I don't know. It's a for like, I'm one of those believers that like boundaries lead to creativity, and so I like being able to write just in the realm of the show, stuff that is feasible. Maybe the ponies, have sex or something, but it's still like there's still a bunch of stuff that's happened in the show, and I use that for my fan fiction because I find that a lot more inspiring than just being like Master Chief and he's shooting all the ponies. Woo! But I get that's some people's thing, so that's fine. Fuck, what's his name? Natural Born Derpy, Sombra the Highly Unmotivated, I think is what it was called.
Yeah.
That one was good. I did like that one quite a bit, but that was a weird kind of twist on. That was a different twist on it.
Well, there you go. Okay, so it's possible. It's just like, sometimes that's not what you're into, and that's fine.
Yeah. The next question is, how does this make you feel?
Aw, she looks like a duck, which I appreciate.
She's so regal.
She's so chesty.
Yeah, like she looks like a bird that's just kind of nestled down into her nest for the evening. That's adorable.
So much down fluff.
I actually really like all the animations that's in the face. Like I kind of want to know who did this. It's good.
Good
If you
job with
did
the
this,
salt.
if you did this, contact us and we'll get you on the Barcast.
That's how it actually works. No. Number 1, from Alex _. Do you play Magic the Gathering?
Mountain Black Lotus, sack it for 3 green mana, channel Fireball, I win.
Yay! Oh man.
Priest, are you
We're
okay?
not- We're not going to
you-
waste 30 minutes to Magic the Gathering again this week. I promise.
Are
Oh,
you
fuck it,
okay?
why not?
I am fine.
Fun
Priest,
fact. Fun fact. In the show's comic, the game is called Friendship the Get Together.
Nice. What do you want in Commander?
Number 6. 2.
No, you were asked a question.
What? What
Who
question?
do you run as your favorite commander?
Oh, fuck my life. Are we going to do this? Really?
Yes, go.
Okay.
Yeah!
Progenitus. Wait, I think that's it. Yeah, because I'd play a Conflux deck where pretty much you would just combo off by playing Conflux like 5 times. It was really fucking good. I could get infinite mana, play everything in the deck. It was a lot of fun.
Oh, that's fine, I suppose, if you're into that 5-color nonsense.
I am.
Ugh.
Because when I played the game, I just had a black hole of money that I would just suck into the game and be like, lands? Who needs
Now it's
basics?
gone.
Now kiss.
No.
This is a good day.
I'm disappointed. Nobody asked me about what I'm drinking tonight.
What are you drinking tonight?
An Appaloosa iced coffee.
Ooh, do tell.
So my buddy Milo Chalks lives in Australia, and he works as a bartender. So he got a couple jobs, but he works as a bartender sometimes. He's also another convention runner for Alicon, was their convention that they just had down in Australia. And he sent me this recipe.
Yeah.
It is a shot of Bailey's, Angelico, half a shot of whiskey, and then you finish it off with milk, and it is just fucking delicious.
Mm.
Nice. That's going on the soundboard. Number 2. You lose your hands in some kind of horrific lawnmower accident. Do you decide this is the perfect opportunity to try NoFap, or do you persevere with masturbation?
Got so many sex toys at this point that would not be an issue, so I think we just kind of plow on ahead.
Or get plowed on ahead? Hey, it also works
depends
because
on the
it's a
mood.
yard work pun. It's a plow.
Yes, I'll wreck my flower or something.
Okay. The next set of questions are from
Whiskey,
Coffee.
Daddy.
The next set of questions are from Coffee Minion. Number 1, how do you take your coffee?
So there are 2 ways to read this question.
Well, I don't think it's a coffee enema. I've done that though.
Okay. Okay, 3 ways apparently. We'll just say I don't drink coffee, but when I do, it's usually actually almost all of Sensation was typed up at a Caribou Coffee that's close to my house, and the baristas all think I'm in college, and I haven't had the heart to tell them that I've just spent years and years and years writing pony fan fiction.
Fair enough.
So Usually it's in some kind of super fucking sugary, sweet nonsense drink.
So you're also streaming from a public place?
Oh no, I'm in my room right now. It's just I realize I'm that guy that went and wrote a novel in a coffee shop, which feels kind of cliche, but it was
God.
yuck.
That's some hipster shit, I gotta tell you.
My beard, which is crazy. So like it's infecting me.
Oh,
I'm becoming one of them.
Don't tell me you succumb to the pumpkin spice latte.
Oh, I am basic as fuck, bitch. Like
I
I'm
just bought
totally
K-cups of pumpkin spice. It's so great.
Oh my god, have you had the new pumpkin spice latte? It's amazing.
Oh
No,
my
no,
God.
no. You have to say amazeballs now.
It's amazeballs now.
Yeah.
You
So
white.
fetch.
So last year, I am ahead of the curve and you are right behind. So get behind me. Hag.
I bet you say that a lot. I bet you say that a lot.
You white people and your pumpkin spice.
I'm sorry. Do you need some fucking tapatio in there, my dude?
Actually, I'll enjoy that.
Anyway, sorry.
My favorite ice cream flavor is dark chocolate with cayenne pepper. So I mean, pumpkin spice and
Ooh.
that'd be all right.
Ooh. Let's go to number 2. How did you get into helping organize conventions?
I mean, I guess like I alluded to, the volunteer kid when I was growing up. MLP MSP was coming. So again, I'm in Minnesota, and MLP MSP was the convention we had for 3 years here, and I saw an advertisement in the local comic shop, and I said, "Oh, I'll go to this." And then started following them on like Facebook and Twitter, and I said, "Oh, they are looking for volunteers." I'm not really capable of saying no, so I ended up on Royal Guard for MLP MSP 1. I've done little things for other, like I said, little church events and like the town festival in the town I grew up in. I was always heavily involved in, so I've been organizing stuff kind of as long as I've lived, and this is just a nice little outlet for myself. And then the thing is, if you work at a convention and you're competent and willing to keep working, you eventually keep getting promoted until you go insane. No.
Get promoted until you...
Until you either quit or can't handle it anymore.
Oh, fair enough.
So you can't say no.
Wow.
I can't say no.
That's
Okay,
something
send
to
me
take out of
$1,000.
context. Jesus.
Send me $1,000.
Sure. What's your PayPal? Tell you what, just tell me your credit card number on the podcast now, and then I'll like reverse charge it.
That's fucking witty. All right. The next question is, what are your views on writing and releasing longer stories one chapter at a time versus trying to write and edit a whole draft before you start releasing?
Oh, God, it's a real question. That's terrible. I mean, what I did with Sensation was it was very much a write one chapter and then release it when it was done. I tried to keep myself to I tried to release about one chapter a month or so. For pretty long though, they were about between like 6,000 and 10,000 words. Kind of a self-contained story. I've never done the thing where you write an entire book and then release it in pieces. I've always wanted to, but I generally just don't have enough time to do all that and get it edited and get it polished for a longer story like that.
That's fair.
I guess I did take one commission once. It was a 15,000 word story that I did then release one chapter each day. Everything else, just do what you want to do. Do what works for you. For me, it's like I like the serialized version because I can release a chapter and I can get feedback on it, and it's really fun and motivating for me if I can see people in the comments saying, "Oh, I think this is what's happening," or "Oh, hey, did you notice this little detail? I think this is about to happen." Like that's a really, really cool feeling as a writer to see people talking about it, and I think you lose some of that if you just release it all at once.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. Although one of the things I'll definitely say that was not made as an option is to write the whole thing at once and then release the chapters out of order. That sounds really fun. Anyway, next question. Who among the fandom or show staff has left you feeling the most starstruck after meeting them?
God, I get starstruck way too easily, especially for someone who works conventions. So, if any of you guys have been to Ciderfest, well, actually just Winnie City, but maybe you should come to Ciderfest. I've gotten to a cool thing a couple times now where I've gotten to write an episode script that the voice actors then perform usually during our Saturday guest of honor panel, and that's been just fucking amazing and like I never hoped to have in the fandom. And when I was at Winnie City a couple years ago, this is the first time I had gotten to write a script. Shortly after the guest of honor panel, I was the main events manager at that time, so I was fucking exhausted. And I go to the elevator door, I punch the button, and four of us get on the elevator at the same time. Like try to be nice mode. So I say to the three people like, hey guys, how's your con going? Are you guys having a good time? And they're like, yeah, we're having a really good time. And they're acting really weird. And then I look to my right, and Rebecca Stroikett, the voice of Sunset Shimmer and the singing voice for Twilight Sparkle, is there. And she's just like, yeah, I had a great time. That was a really great script you wrote. And then I just fucking died.
Holy shit! So what's it like writing one of those scripts? Like, so you had the chance to do that, and that's probably an experience that most people who write or do stuff in the fandom will never get the chance for. What's it like writing one of those episode scripts?
Super high pressure because you really don't want to fuck up. And the first time, Charlie Worthley, the convention chair for Ciderfest in Winnie City, a couple years ago, messaged me in like February before Winnie City, and said, whenever we invite Tabitha St. Germain, she usually writes a script for all the conventions she goes to.
Right.
But she wasn't coming to that one, so Charlie said, hey, I had written a fan fiction starring the mascots of Winnie City that successful. The biggest thing that came from it is that I published the story, and then like 4 people sponsored it out of nowhere, and like sponsored the convention out of nowhere. And so Charlie Worthy was like, holy shit, this is great. And so he said, hey, Vivid, could you write a script? I was at work at the time. He sent me a message saying, could you write a script? I said, yeah, sure, I can do that. And then like 10 minutes later, it hit me, oh my God, there's going to be professional putting their mouths around words that I write, which is just like the craziest fucking thing. So basically what I end up doing is for every one of these scripts I write, okay, who are the guests of honor that we have? What are their characters doing? And then I watch episodes that have those characters in them so that I can understand what those characters sound like, kind of what they're about. I think I watched Rainbow Rocks like 3 times during that first convention just to see Sunset Shimmer during her whole redemption arc.
Yeah.
Probably the scripts are about they last about half an hour or so as they're read, and I probably spend about 80 hours working on them over the course of about a month or so.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's like it's a huge honor, and I realize like this is not a thing that's supposed to happen where essentially people are reading my fan fiction, which is just again fucking mind blowing. Take a drink, fuck.
Wow. Well,
yeah.
Being in that sort of place, like, are you writing more for the guests of honor, or are you writing more for the audience? Like, how often do you like, oh, here's a relevant meme of today?
I do a little bit of both. I tried to throw in because I found a lot of things that get the biggest audience reaction are some of the really stupidest stuff. Memory from that first script was when, because the guests hadn't seen the script beforehand, which is another huge thing. It was a blind read, and they did a phenomenal job with it. I was watching Rebecca, and the scene is one of the Windy City mascots is interviewing Sunset Shimmer, and Sunset Shimmer's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna be on this panel, and I'm gonna go be singing. I'm gonna go be singing at the karaoke. At karaoke, I'll be singing the lead." Then the Sunset, "That's great, but I thought Twilight Sparkle usually sang lead." And then Rebecca's line is, "That's okay. I do a really great Twilight Sparkle impression." Because again, she's the singing voice for Twilight Sparkle, and seeing her face just light up when she got that, it's just fucking stupid meta humor stuff, and the audience fucking loved it, and she played it off really well. Like a combination of the stupid shit like that, and like I had a fucking shipping joke in one of my scripts, and people fucking loved that. But stuff like that, but doing that while still being true to the characters has a pretty good experience and has gotten a pretty good audience reaction. So.
Cool. Then let's go to some questions from Sunbro for Life. Number 1, what is your favorite video game?
I play a ton of video games. A lot of the ones I play are the super, super artsy ones.
Yes. Like the ones that make you sad?
Life is Strange, for example.
Yes.
Yes, like that just wrecked me. And like every time I played, it was just I have to set aside 2 hours to play through a chapter, and then like 4 more hours to just like myself about everything that's happened in this game, because it was just games like that are really story driven, or like Journey or Spec Ops: The Line are ones where like games where stuff is super intentional and really, really artistic. Because I try to do that in my writing too, where I will, if people are going to be spending time reading these things, then the time to make it worth it, to make sure I put a lot of thought and a lot of heart into it as much as possible.
Undertale?
I actually have not yet played Undertale.
Okay.
Well, you say you play artsy games. Like, you mean artsy as in the story, or as in the actual like art style?
Kind of like high concept games, I think. So,
Rabbit, it's a game that makes you think.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I thought you meant like Ori and the Blind Forest, or like the really fucking pretty games, you know?
Right.
Like
those are
that
fun
kind of
too.
artsy. Yeah, no, oh god, there was a game and I don't remember what it was, but it was on the PlayStation 3 some years ago, and the whole motif of the entire game was black, red, blue, and orange, and it was just fucking so awesome to watch. You know, just so good to look at.
Huh. Have to look that up.
I'm gonna look that up right now because I actually want to know what the hell it is.
Next question, number 2.
Before we move on, I finished my drink, and I've got 2 options for the next one. I've got a rosé dark horse, which is like a wine in a can or some shit, which makes me feel like a fucking
like trash.
or I've got an oatmeal stout that a friend of mine left here. So which should I drink next?
Go with the rosé and classy.
So I figured that would be a good option.
Perfect.
There we go.
That's a relieving sound. Number 2. What is your favorite boss fight?
Oh God. I'm gonna cheat a little bit and talk about D&D.
Yay!
I was playing Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah, suck it, bitch. We're doing the Tomb of Horrors, the 4th edition campaign right now in my Wednesday gaming group, and the last section of it is really lame. So our dungeon master has remade everything. So last night we actually a gelatinous cube, but it was almost the size of the entire room, and I loved it. It was one of the best boss battles I've ever played because we had to destroy this evil dark energy sucking engine thing for reasons that are convoluted and whatever. But to destroy the ooze because it was so huge, it was so resistant to just all types of damage, and so you had to like bait it out a little bit so it would shift its form a little bit to one edge of the room, and someone else would have to run around and attack it and like attack the engine in the middle when encasing it. And so it was this really nice mix of like defending and aggro and strategy and battlefield management, and it just came together so well that the idea that you can do anything like that you want.
That's really awesome. How how difficult is that particular campaign? Like, is it what level?
We are level 21 in 4th edition, which
Wow.
yeah. So
It means you guys have been playing for a while.
Yeah, we have actually for like 6 years, I think. We've been doing we switched on and off between Dungeons and Dragons, and we played Shadowrun for a little while. We played like a Star Wars role playing game. The character I'm playing in our 4th edition campaign right now is actually the first ever D&D character I ever made years ago, and he was like this. Another plug for D&D in case anyone wants to pick it up. The thing I found is that the more you play characters, the more you realize, and the same with writing too. The more you spend time in a character's head, the more you realize that them are reflections of things that you're going through, and it's a really great way to kind of work through just kind of things that are happening to you in real life. Like my character had identity issues for a while, and that was during the period where I was starting to come out to people, and so it was a good way to kind of work through a lot of those feelings in a really safe space.
Wow, that's really insightful. Cool. Wow. The next question I'm actually going to take from the chat. It's from Hat Vandermoose, who asks, "What is your favorite class in D&D?"
God, I like playing a variety of stuff. So I mean, as you might be able to tell from me spending all my fucking time volunteering at conventions, I like supporting other people. So I enjoy support classes, but even more than that, I like whatever the group doesn't have yet. So like, if everybody wants, most of the time people want to play like, I want to be a straight, I want to be a ranger, and I want to be like, everyone wants to be a character that does lots and lots and lots of damage.
Yeah.
My campaign in my brother-in-law runs a campaign with a lot of our siblings and siblings-in-law, and during character creation, the other 3 people all picked ranger, monk, and sorcerer. So basically striker, like high damage dealer, glass cannon-y types. And so I was like, well, cool. I get to pick a tank healer utility person. So I ended up picking a half-orc cleric, and I'm liking him a lot because it's such a because it's this big guy who's like allegedly devoted to his god, but not really. He's not a very, very good cleric. He's not actually trained in religion, so he doesn't know anything about the religion. He just kind of fakes it.
Roll to fake pray.
Exactly, that's fucking happens. Like, his prayer ceremony is just like, let's wrestle a bunch, and then that'll please my god, I guess.
Please perform last rites on our dying guy. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
He sucked at battle, so it's good he's dead, I guess.
Oh man. Okay, number 3 from Sunbro for Life. Have you accepted Skeletor, the master of the universe, into your heart?
I'm old, but I'm not that old. I don't know. I saw a couple of people referencing Skeletor. Is Skeletor a thing in this chat or something?
Yes!
I watch ponies instead.
It's okay. That's fine. You're fine. Next question. You are in the small pony village. What business do you start?
Oh, God, they're all so gullible and will do whatever you say. I mean, the boring answer is I start a consulting business and just, like, fudge whatever numbers I need to get just fucking loaded, but, let's see.
You probably run stats for, like, Rarity and show her that she's not actually making money.
The business I run is just me screaming in the corner saying, this economy doesn't make sense, this economy doesn't make sense, kill me.
I mean, if you remember one time...
professionally made dress, what the fuck is going on?
If you remember, one tiny gem can buy, like, an industrial fan.
Like, Jesus Christ. I don't know. We can't expect the writers to keep up with everything. It's all woo-woo, hand-wavy, hoof-wavy, whatever, but yeah.
I like ooh woo.
I don't know. I get such a fucking boner for like continuity things. Like what was the episode recently? The recent like Flim Flam episode that they had, where they referenced stuff from like almost every season that had come before it, was just crazy, and like it just.
Are you talking about the
So-
one where they ran? They were in the casino.
The Friendship University one, actually, the one from this season.
Oh,
Yeah.
Like,
I mean-
there's a callback to this character, and there's a callback to this character that we haven't seen in seasons, and this.
Yeah.
Like they referenced the tonic and just wouldn't get unless you've been watching from the beginning, and oh my god.
Yeah, and one funny callback part in that episode was when Rarity revealed herself, and they're like, "Who?"
That was fucking brilliant. Sorry, I'm dying at how brilliant that moment was. Because like they've never met her before. Oh my god, that's such good writing. Oh yeah. Mm.
You're right there. You need a napkin.
I'm rubbing my
Clean yourself
nipples.
up.
I'm good. Let's keep going.
Number 5. Do you even praise, bro?
I think that's a Dark Souls reference, and no.
No.
Don't got time for that shit. I'm putting on pony convention so y'all can have a good time.
Let's see. Then we are about halfway through the podcast. So we're going to take a quick second to talk about what we do. Hi, everyone. We have a Patreon. You should send us money, and we take all that money and we put it to horse charities. We have a sponsored horse out in Red Wing Sports Sanctuary in California by the name of Big Mac. You guys voted for him, and we send him money, and he's happy. He sent us a letter. Isn't that right, Milk?
Yes, he did. You read it. Remember, you have it.
Yeah, no, but there were multiple letters, right?
He sent you the one, and then we get postcards like all the time that say, "Thank you for the money. I'm enjoying my hookers."
We do? Can you read one of those?
You know-
No, they
postcards for
literally
us?
they all just say thank you for the hookers.
Oh,
Guys, it's starting to sound more and more like we're sponsoring BoJack Horseman.
Maybe.
so this episode of the podcast is brought to you by an app called Priest Doesn't Want to Sing. Use promo code. We don't actually have sponsors at checkout in order to sponsor a horse. That said,
Oh
we have questions from Lone Trooper.
shit! No, I was gonna do a thing. Shit.
Oh no, go ahead.
No, I was gonna do a thing where I said like I don't know if you guys can. I think Milk said you guys don't accept one-time donations yet, or something like that.
Yeah.
Do that. Okay, when you do that, I was gonna say like if someone, well, we can figure out some of the details or something, but like if someone wants to, if someone donates a bunch of money or something, I'd be happy to like write a story for like a top donator on one random podcast or something like that.
Oh, that'd be awesome. And we do like dramatic narration sometimes, so we could do like an audio narration for you for it.
Yeah, so just keep me in the loop with that. If you want to do a drive, if you ever want to do like a drive or something, I'd be happy to contribute. Like a gets longer, the more people want to, the more people want to donate, the longer the story will be, and then it'll write whatever people want or something like that. So
Hell yeah, we will definitely consider reaching out to something like that. I know the first thing that that I'm in the works on that I haven't talked to literally anyone else about is that Derpy Brew apparently has some advertising space that they give free to people who donate to charities. So who knows? Maybe you'll see us on your favorite Clop site. So who knows? Ooh. So that said, we're here for you, Vivid. Let's stop talking about us. We care about
yeah.
you. We're going to go to Lone Trooper, who actually has a blacked out text thing here. Do not read till interview starts. Let me read it. I just wanted to say before you begin to read my questions, I wanted to thank all of you, Priest, Pencil, Flannel Warfer, Enigma, Ravage, and Milk for what you do. Oh, God. I mean it when I say that you are making a difference, not just because you're charity to horses, but because, yes, though that's a worthy cause, and I'm proud of you all for stepping up to take on that responsibility. You're helping people, myself included, by what you do. Every interview you create, I may never know or know any of you personally, but I had to say this to all of you. I want to say thank you, really thank you for everything you do, and please know that you are all special, wonderful people, and only deserve happiness in your lives, and I'm so happy to have found this cast. Oh my God, I could give you a hug. Scott.
I can have happiness?
Yes, you get happiness today, Enigma. But
Hags, help me! I'm feeling.
I'm just gonna take this dick out of my mouth for a second and say thank you. And-
Priest, you take that Squirtle out of your mouth.
I believe it's called a swoople. No, squattlebop. Sorry,
The Squidduple.
squittlebop.
The Swimble.
No, number one for Vivid. What is your favorite heartwarming experience at a convention?
Oh my god. So, were any of you guys at Cyberfest last year?
I was not.
It's like the. So no. We're at the charity auction and we're what was it? I think we're at like $15,000 for the charity auction, which is really good, especially because I think they had like 1,000. So we're doing really well at the charity auction, and the last item comes up for bid, and it's the big banner. It's been signed by like everybody, and it's it's the thing that's been hanging in front of main events for the entire weekend. And at this point, and Nicole Oliver was one of our guests. She was the voice of Princess Celestia, or still is. I assume Celestia has not been killed off.
Not that I know.
But Nicole Oliver's in it. She's helping a ton with like drumming up votes, and she's gonna go. She is going and giving people hugs and sitting on their lap whenever they're the winning bidder, and just like hilarious. And she's doing this great job. And the last time is a big banner, and we want to. It's at like $1,000 or $2,000. It's a lot of money. To bring the charity total to like $17,000 or something, and then our charity for that year was Generations Against Bullying, which is this really great group that goes around different schools and just talks, just gives training basically for kids on like, if you notice bullying, here's how you step up and interrupt it, and here's how you can basically like protect other people, and just they're such a good group, and they do tons of great work. So they're at a charity fair. This big banner's up for sale, and it's stalled at about $2,000, and we're about $3,000 away from breaking 20,000. And as part of this lot, basically Nicole Oliver says, if you win, I'll take a picture with you. And so then I'll give you $100 if I can just be in the picture too. And cool, is that okay with the person who'd already bid 2,000? He's like, yeah, it's okay. Her hand and says, I'll give you $50 if I can be in the picture. And everyone at the same time had this moment of realization of what was about to happen, and it was fucking magical. Because Nicole Oliver says, oh my gosh, guys, here's the deal. If you pledge $50 right now, we will, you get to be in I will take an individual picture with each of you, and it will all go to charity. And so then another person starts standing up and says, I'll pay $50 for that. Another person says, I'll pay $50 for charity. And it turns into this massive line where we start counting off like 19,000, 19,050, 19,100, 19,150. And it goes up and up and up and up. And then we just like shatter $20,000 for this one bid of this line of like over 100 bronies that are just like going to pay a little bit of money to this charity just for a picture with Nicole Oliver thing. And Generations Against Bullying is like they're crying, and the con chair is crying, and Nicole Oliver is crying, and fucking everybody's crying. And there's this beautiful moment that we've raised all this money for charity, and just like I was crying, and it was just this beautiful, beautiful thing of, this fandom is so beautiful, and that we come together, we care about for other people and for charities, and we're willing to throw a little money, toward the cool thing to be part of a really big event. So that was like, I don't know how anything else could top it. It was just the most, like, half the audience get in on this thing. Oh God, I'm just smiling thinking about it.
That's awesome. It's always wonderful to hear stories like that. Number two, what advice would you want to give? Number two, what advice would you give to those who want to write quality Stallion on Stallion stories? And this includes E through R rated.
Probably the same advice I give to anybody who writes shipping fics. Make it about the characters. Don't make it about the ship. Um, there are a lot of stories I've seen where, and I don't like trials with people because everyone's at different like skill levels and things. But there are a lot of people who are like Octavia and Vinyl Scratch, and the fact that the two of them are together is enough. Like make sure they play off of each other. And in any Stallion on Stallion romance, especially like these, and that even if they're both totally comfortable with their sexuality, which a lot of people can have reservations, but even if they're totally comfortable with sexuality, there's still probably going to be that societal pressure. And think about what does being queer mean to this person? Because even if it isn't their whole personality, and it absolutely should not be, it is one part of them, and it doesn't form like how they see the world. And their experience coming out is going to change how they see everything else. So I think just remember that they are like everything else. Remember that they are characters first, and think about what it is that they're going through and what being queer means to them, and how that affects their relationships and their actions.
Great advice. Wonderful advice. Number 3. What is it like to finish Sensation and sell hardcover books of your story? P.S. I love Sensation. It's so good. I'm almost done reading the whole story, so thank you for writing it.
Aw, thank you so much. Well, Lone Trooper, I do have more copies left, so if you'd like one, I would be happy to ship one to you. But in terms of like writing it, the whole story itself took me, I think, nearly 4 years to get through. Like I said, I published about a 8 to 10,000 chapter once per month, and I was fucking bawling when I finished it. Like again, I was crying at a Caribou Coffee, so that was like a little bit weird for everybody that was there. But writing the last word, and the thing is, like, I knew what the last sentence was going to be, and so being able to finally write it and say this is the end of this thing that I've been doing like all through grad school, and like while I was like before I was married and after I was married and after I bought a house, like this thing that had been such a huge part of my life for so long was so I don't know how to describe it. It was such a huge moment, and the fact that people were still reading it after 4 years was just humbling. And I wanted to do a good job for those people, and the fact that people were enjoying it is just, it means the world to me that people would read that whole thing.
Hell yeah. Number 4.
Sorry, that might have been a little bit heavy. I apologize if we're supposed to be.
No, you're fine.
Dicks, butts.
We said no, we set our tone. Wonderful, because number 4 apparently is for me. I have a green rash on my dick and it smells like blue cheese, and now my cat is telling me to go see a mechanic. I think he's right. All right, number 5. I think you're given the choice here between to skullfuck, to vor, as in you're eating them, and stab the fuck out of, between Flutter Guy with insects crawling out of him while wearing a moth-eaten, grub-infested tuxedo, Granny Smith with a slimy, greasy, cheese-like substance dripping out of all of her holes, including eyes, nose, and ears, Twilight Sparkle covered in bloody paper cuts in an ink-stained coat with a fetish for shoving dictionaries up where the sun doesn't shine, and killing yourself is apparently not an option.
I think I mercy stab Flutter Guy at that point, because if there's insects crawling out of his skin, then they are not doing well.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
But
stab and twist and stab and twist, and oh goodness, they're not dying. We're gonna work really hard. We'll figure out something. Flutter Guy.
He's basically Oogie, but he's basically Oogie Boogie at this point.
Exactly. So we
yeah,
will.
plus, he's fine with insects, so it's like, oh, that's fine. He likes animals.
So then you have Skull fucking Vor, I guess.
Those things too?
Before the other two.
I don't fucking know. and for Granny Smith because she's got the cheese at least coming out, so that'll make it fatty and tasty. I don't know.
No, I think you nailed it on the head there. I think you picked the best
Don't
option.
say head when we're talking about skull fucking, you monster.
Number 6. Vivid, you are now the proud owner of the local strip club and must get dates for, oh god, it says all the Barcast members. Let's do the main 6.
No, do the Barcast members. Do
Okay.
it, bitch.
Oh, fuck. Okay, so, oh shit, this is question 7 through 12. God damn it. Okay, number 7. Priest has been trying to flirt with Princess Cadence all night by speaking as the mighty Skeletor. How do you get Cadence to notice Priest and get him laid?
Me a favor for that time that that Shining Armor wanted to explore stuff with another dude, so I just call that favor in and say, hey, go take care of Flutter Priest, kiss him a bunch so he can stop fucking talking, but you'll get through this. So that would be me.
So, are you our hag in this scenario?
I will be your hag. It's more of a. I found that when it comes to sex stuff, I'm more of a coordinator. Like I want to make sure everybody's having a good time, and like you kiss that person, and like it's. I'll take good care of y'all. So you're in good hoops with me.
See, like I feel that. I feel like every time I go to the strip club, I have like I put on my glasses and I have a checkboard like, oh yes, he's getting a lap dance. We have to check in every 30 minutes. It's like.
God, 30-minute lap dance would be fucking expensive. Holy shit.
You know, this sounds like a profession you could actually do.
Coordinating strip club trips? Yes. Yes.
Official sex club trip manager.
Organizer. I love it.
It's a vacation. It's a vacation job. All right. Number 8. Enigma is hoping to get the attention of Senpai, Princess Ember, but keeps trying to duct tape breasts onto her chest, resulting in her screaming in Enigma's face to get a proper education on anatomy and leave her alone. How do you get Ember to tolerate Enigma?
The saving breast thing is the hardest part because, god damn it, you
Yeah.
freak. Consent matters.
I mean, is no one concerned of where I got the breasts?
No, that's normal. Everyone
People
goes through
just-
that moment in life where they just
People have body parts.
No, the FBI will visit your house as soon as they figure out where you hid the body.
Sorry, we cut you off, Vivid. Go on.
Here's the thing. Enigma's taping breasts dragons. I tell Ember, like, Enigma is desperate enough that they'll do whatever you want. You can freaking torture Enigma and they'll be cool with it. So just go have fun. It'll be fine.
I could just see the light up in her eyes at the idea of Ember torturing Enigma.
An Ember?
And Ember, that's the name of the ship.
So, will she step on me?
She will crush you with a foot.
Time.
Number 9. Pencil is stalking a frightened Soren around the club, telling gross and obscene stories about blood, cheese whiz, and penis diseases. It checks out. How will you help Brayburn get Soren back and find Pencil a new torture subject?
Good job. What is this? Good job, Lone Dripper. The easiest thing I think is, right? Like we're cool, right?
Yeah.
I say, Pencil, I need some help. Can you help me get that guy? And I point to any random guy or girl. I actually say, Pencil, I need these people. I wave to about 13 people, and that'll keep Pencil busy long enough for Soren to escape to Brayburn and spend some time with him.
I could see you also being like, hey, Pencil, look, Priest actually has a chance with Cadence, and she'd be like, oh, time to ruin it. All right, number 10. Milk is carrying around a checklist. Sorry. Milk is carrying around a checklist of various fetishes, asking everyone he meets if they're interested, creating scenes of horror, vomiting, and more vomiting. Who will you choose to be Milk's test subject, partner? And I'm guessing this is any equestrian pony.
I was just gonna say Enigma, because then that takes care of two problems at once. But
Yes! Enigma.
I don't think I've been shipped with Milk before.
That's the first time for anything. So again, if you donate to Barcast and their charity, you can. I will write you a story where I ship Milk and Enigma if that's what you desire.
Enigma! Oh my god! I think Alex is gonna be like, where can I sign up?
It's gonna end with me not getting any sleep because I slept next to Milk and he snores like a chainsaw.
Ooh. Not inside of. All right.
All right, number 11 is Flam, who apparently is wearing a cheerleader outfit. I've never seen Flam cross-dress, but damn, he could probably pull off a dress.
They're dude cheerleaders.
He is being herded by Caramel, Big Mac, and Thunderlane to the strip pole for their enjoyment. But Flam is trying to get to a lonely Rose Luck. How do you proceed?
Are you fucking kidding? Rose Luck is always working the pole. Like, if you've ever been to any strip club in Equestria, Rose Luck is just always fucking... She's always at the one you're at. I don't know what it is, but she's just always fucking there. So, like, just put them up there and let them dance together for all I fucking care.
So,
God,
is that why she always faints? Because she jumps for a stripper pole that isn't there?
She's just tired. She's been up all night on this fucking stripper pole in every strip club in Ponyville, and there's like 9 of them for some reason. I don't know how they sustain that. Again, equestrian economy is just utterly fucked, but just Rose Luck is at every single one. So like, I don't know. Just go up there and help her out. Give her a break, if anything else.
And number 12 is almost sad. Number 12, Rav is sitting alone, trying to get the attention of Love Tap by memeing at her, but is attracting an aroused Granny Smith and her friends instead. Will you intervene to save Ravage, or let the grannies have their way? Old ladies need love too, Rav.
Oh, sorry, but I ain't about that dish rag, man.
Viv.
Here's the thing. Huge problem in American society, and so I think this is a great opportunity for us to combat, that sort of prejudice, and to get Rav finally laid by someone. So I say let them have their way with him, and Rav might learn something too along the way.
No.
Wonderful. Wonderful. The next question is from a user named Nobody Special, but you'll always be special to us. The question is, can we bring this game to an end and love each other like we are supposed to do?
That sounds like a song lyric. Is that a song lyric?
I don't know. I'll Google it real quick.
You know the rules, and so do I.
The 12 hard truths about relationships no one wants to believe. No, I don't think it's song lyrics.
Right. The answer is no, we can't bring this game to an end. We've got 35 more minutes. Let's go!
Yes!
Yay!
The next questions are from Jack of a Few Trades. Number 1, what is the story you're most proud of writing and why?
I've already talked a little bit about Sensation. Part of it was that it was so long, and it was this... I was really happy that it was such a I felt like it was a very complex piece, and it talked about... So in my head, during that story, like, Soren is in, like, late 20s, early 30s, and Braeburn is in his, like, mid to late 20s. So, like, I was really proud of, like, how I represented the stage of life. The other one I'm super proud of, though, is a story I wrote called Not in Bruff... Fuck, I'm drunk. Fuck. The other one that I'm just super proud of is Not in Bluff, Nor Bravado, Nor Loneliness. It's a story I wrote like fucking 4 years ago or so. And it's basically his story of growing up, and I don't know that anyone's actually figured this out yet, or at least no one's told me about this. But what it actually is a takedown of toxic masculinity, like showing how does someone go from like a little boy to getting these really really fucking messed up ideas about women and how to treat other people, and it's this big extended metaphor where all the and the goats, basically anyone with horns is a male, and all the ponies are female, and it explores kind of this relationship and how thing happens to the point where you get the Iron Will that we see in the show, who is like super misogynistic and super hyper masculine. It's just really, really just a bad guy and not a thing people should strive for. So I'm really proud of how much like thought went into just like fucking every sentence of that one.
Wow, that sounds really cool.
Go read my stories and follow me on FinFiction.
Yes, like and subscribe.
I thought it was masculine.
I care about writing.
It was masculine.
Probably
'cause he was-
too much.
I thought he was masculine because he was full of bull testosterone.
Probably. Also, it sounds like they broke the McFlurry machine. Next question. What inspired you to? Well, you kind of already talked about the toxic masculinity, but were there any other major factors?
I mean, that story was for the outside inside contest, and so I think that was when I was in grad school. I wrote that in I think a day, which is fucking obscene because I think it's like 10,000 words long. Last day of the outside inside contest on Equestria Daily, and I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna do this. And so I did it and just like took a day off because grad school is a fucking nightmare.
Right? Okay, so I took
Oh my
intro
God.
to stats in college, and I hated every moment of it.
You've only scratched the surface.
I remember I was so happy to be done with calculus, and they're like, all right, so we're going to do derivatives. I'm like, no! But why?
Talk about proofs and matrix multiplication. Oh my god. I love stats to death, but the actual math part of it is so goddamn hard, and because nothing is intuitive. Literally nothing in stats is intuitive. Have you guys heard of the birthday problem?
No.
You're in a room full of people. How many people do you have to have in this room before it's more likely that two people share a birthday than not?
Oh, I think I've heard of this.
Isn't the
It's
answer
actually
9?
It's like 50.
No, everyone guess. I'm curious. Guess how many people it is.
I really thought it was 9.
365.
No. See, if you get up to 23 people, I think it's 20. It's 23 or 26, but it's like 20, like 23 or 26 people. It's more likely that two of them share a birthday than not. Stupid guys. Nothing is intuitive. I love it. It's like it's so fucking stupid sometimes.
Well, if the parents all boned on Valentine's Day, then statistically, a lot of them are going to have the same birthday.
Ha ha! I was a Valentine's Day baby.
I might have been one as well.
I don't know when my parents have sex because they don't have sex. Next
Birthday, by the way.
question.
Reese was actually brought by a stork.
Here's my drink.
No,
Okay,
I was born through mitosis.
So you grew out of your mother's toe.
The mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell.
So fun fact. So I'm opening my beer now, guys, because I ran out of my wine. I've got Soren and Brayburn bottle openers. Two bottle openers that are like they're always together.
Aww. Wait, how do they open? Like, is it just like, do you like use their mouths to open it? Or is it just like there's a design on one side and the opener on the other?
I knew you were going to think dirty thoughts.
And the opener on the other. Also, I realized I always write Brayburn as an alcoholic, so this is a bit of a mixed message, but fuck it. I'm gonna drink this beer now.
Yay! Fuck.
You wrote that one story where Sunburst mom keeps trying to hook him up with some marriage, right?
You should meet my son. Yes, I did.
Yeah, I love that one, especially when he runs the Brayburn at the gay bar.
Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it. My favorite thing about that one is that Brayburn is the good guy, and Fashion Plate is just so fucking frustrated that everybody loves Brayburn instead of him.
He was like, he's such a fucking bitch.
Yes. Fucking bitch. I have a Fractured Plate cosplay that I wear to most conventions that I go to. I love Fractured Plate so much. He's such a goddamn fag.
Okay. Oh man, we shouldn't have left with that. Next question I'm going to take from the chat, out of order, just because we love you guys and we like making special exceptions sometimes. CyberDrake777, who's about to lose his internet, asks, would you hug a bat pony and would you hug a Celis?
I would absolutely hug a bat pony. They've got like this soft leathery wings, and I would hug a Celis, of course. She's so nice, and I'm sure she would like hug it to like transform into a giant bear that I would get to hug too, which would be even better. So yes.
Yay! The next question is from Martin.
And when I say bear, I hope you know what I'm talking about.
I do. I've been called a bear.
Excellent. An otter, but that's
Yeah, I was also called an otter.
Martin Luther Parks has the next question. Are you a necrophile? Oh, Milo, don't be scared. I'm so sorry.
You scared kitty?
My dog.
His dog.
Aw, he must her. No.
So you gonna finish that, priest?
He said no. He said no. That was the whole question.
I am not a necrophile. That's
all right. Now the next questions are from Jammer. The first question, as always, is, so Vivid, has the cast been nice to you?
It's been wonderful. I'm legitimately surprised because their reputation is that they ask terrible questions, but they've been thanks. But like they've been incredibly kind to me. So support them, support their charity, support their Patreon. #plug, #Barcast.
Yay!
Hashtag.
I'm happy that our reputation doesn't precede us. Who told you we were awful? That was probably Zirian. Love you, Zirian. Anyway.
Listening to the fucking podcast. Jesus.
I'm joking. Number one. Can I have the Wi-Fi password?
The password is Story Melon Statistics. Melon as in Carnegie Mellon. Spaces between the words capitalized on the first word, on the first letters.
Oh, okay. Nice. Okay, yeah, no, I'm signed in. I got the 5G.
By the way, my husband is, for my Christmas present this year, is going to embroider. He's going to embroider the password, or not embroider, cross stitch the Wi-Fi name and the password onto a cross stitch, because as we've recently discovered, his aesthetic is, what do you call it? Ironic chic, or no, ironic kitsch. Sorry.
Aw, that's awesome.
He's so fucking adorable. I think he's listening right now too. That'd be babe.
That'd be just like having a cross stitch that says, "Fuck off, go away. We don't want guests." I've seen that before. It's wonderful. Number two, if you were given 33 drinks of your choice every week, would you give 90, the admin of FimFiction, a place to stay at or near your home?
We've got my office upstairs that my husband simply said, you can keep bronies in here as long as you want, because I have friends that visit a bunch of the times. But yeah, I'm the fucking gold Patreon sponsor. I love FimFiction, love the community he's created, so Nighty is welcome anytime. Anytime that he's in Minnesota, which I don't know why he would visit here, but he's welcome anytime he does.
Yeah, no, he lives over in Europe land, so.
Exactly.
It would be
All
weird.
hail Nighty.
All
hail. Welcome to Night Vale. Welcome to Night Vale. Was that a Welcome to Night Vale reference?
I'm a goofy goop.
Believe everything. Welcome to Night Vale. All right. I've been binging that podcast recently. I'm sorry. Number three. Would you hug Thing Pony? Would you kiss them goodnight? Would you tell them every little thing's all right? Would you stick your peener in it? Also, for your reference, this is Thing Pone in the chat.
Huh.
Based on John Carpenter's The Thing.
Jammer misspelled the word paneer, which is the Indian cheese that you get when you go to like an Indian buffet. So I would stick paneer in that pone. So that would be full and would not want to eat me.
Yay! I think you made like the only good decision possible. All right. Number 4. Has the disappointment kicked in yet?
I think one of the great things about being queer is that like eventually you realize, oh, other people's opinions of me don't fucking matter. I can just do whatever the fuck I want. So
How do you get that power? I want it. This build sucks.
Years of self-hatred and then discovering that you can do whatever you want. It's great.
That's what I need to spec into. Okay. Cool. Thank you.
So you can have candy for dinner.
Exactly. Why not? I have done that before. Well, it was ice cream, but yes.
I've had all ice cream days. They're sad days.
Yeah.
Number 5. Will all these questions bother you?
These folks are cool. I
Aw.
like it.
Nova
Might be
Wings.
back someday.
Nova Wings has the next set of questions. Number 1.
Moving on.
Not remarking. What hero, real or fictional, would you like to meet first? Or would you like to meet the most? Soren.
He can't even save his pie. What are you talking about, hero?
Fair enough.
My hero. A sexual hero.
Sexual hero?
Sexual hero. Bisexual hero.
Oh, sorry.
You're my
By
sexual
Hero
Blood
Academia.
Priest. My sexual hero, Blood Priest.
Hey! It's me, your boy, bisexual.
Streaming on Netflix.
I'd watch it. Like and subscribe. But no, like, do you have any like superheroes that you gravitate to, or?
I like Spider-Man because he's such a regular person, and like I've heard the story a million times now, so it's here is a person who has some powers and has decided to use his powers to do his best is like tell Spider-Man, like hug him and tell him you're doing a good job, keep it up.
Aw, that's wonderful. Especially for someone whose powers are slinging web and sensing things and not feeling so good. Number 2. Who is best princess?
Ooh. Big Mac, absolutely.
Princess Big Mac. Perfect. Number 3. You fuck, marry, kill between Luna, Celestia, and Twilight.
Ah, crap. God, that's hard. Like me.
Lewd.
Celestia, because I feel like that's the most like achievement unlocked. I become the ruler of Equestria type of scenario, like it's like Caesar type thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then marry Luna because she'd be the most understanding and the least neurotic, and she'd like let's play video games. Cool, let's do that. And then fuck Twilight because she's gonna be into some kinky shit.
Wonderful. Oh my god. Sorry for my pause. I just noticed that the next thing that they post here is, sorry I missed the last guest. So as an apology, have a round of drinks on me. And it is a fucking bag of chocolate bagged milk.
Full of goddamn fiberglass because I'm not drinking that shit anymore.
Dairy gold. More like dairy mold.
Hey!
So do we just grab a straw and puncture it and just dig in, or?
Yes. It literally shows them just jamming the fucking straw into the center of the bag.
Why wouldn't you use a corner though? That's how you get all the milk.
No! You can
Because
see
you make
it
it like
in the
this.
picture, the center of the bag.
I see it, and it's all lies, damn it. It says mini sip. This doesn't look like a mini sip.
You know, you can just nibble onto the corner and pretend you're a vampire drinking a blood bag.
I feel like I tried to do this with the Capri Sun once, and I just ruined my lunch.
I have definitely done that with a juice box, and it did not turn out well.
You're not supposed to eat the box.
I never said no. I meant the straw thing. I meant the straw thing. Like, I tried to poke it into somewhere else, and I bent my straw. Take that
I
as
guess-
you will.
You're supposed to go to the hospital for that.
Well,
Poor child. What are you talking about?
sounding off, we have the next set of questions. It's time for questions with Violon. Who hasn't done the Violon song recently? Rav? Rav, do the Violon song.
Why?
Or unless you don't want to. I can do it.
Probably not right now. My throat's all fucked up.
Okay. It's time for questions with Violon! Alright. Vivid, how are you today?
Disappointing question for that much build-up. Doing good. It's Friday. Was gonna leave work a little bit early today, but then some fucking one of our clients scheduled a meeting at 3 o'clock for half an hour, and then it went. Then I had to take care of a bunch of stuff before I left, so it's a little stressed, but I'm feeling good right now. I've had Appleton iced coffee. I've had my wine. I'm about halfway through my beer, so I'm feeling pretty drunk right now, and I have to Fest meeting after this, so we'll see how that goes.
Ooh, well, good luck with that. Violon's usually the one that comes in and asks the most distressing questions that ever get asked on the podcast, but it's usually pretty random whether she actually asks a guest a question or not. So,
Well, I appreciate the softball question. I love me some softballs.
speaking of softballs, we have another male writer, one that I've actually met, and he's a really fucking cool dude. We have the V-Claw asking questions. Asking as a fellow male writer, what's a pairing you feel is the most underutilized or underappreciated?
Before I answer, a side note, you should follow the V-Claw and Stormbutt on Twitter because they're so fucking adorable together. I'm so happy that they're like together and they get to live together. They're just damn cute. It's so good. So follow both them.
They're great people too.
There's I'm really close friends with Zorba, and I've talked a few times with V-Claw, and like he's a really good dude too, and they're just such good people, and it's just like I love pony fandom so much, and there's so many good writers and everything, and so many good people in here. Mushy, gosh. The most underrated or underappreciated? Is like. This is gonna almost sound like so Stormwood has written a lot of like Caramel and Big Mac fiction, and I love how that pair does. Because he always writes Caramel as this really like nervous guy, and Big Mac is a really relaxed guy, and the dynamic that they share is so good that someone who's like always stressed out and always nervous for someone who's just always hyper relaxed but struggles to talk about their feelings there's so much just gold there. It's just beautiful writing gold that I think, more Caramel Big Mac stuff. I would love to see that sort of thing.
Hell yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
Terry the Human is next. She says, this is my first time and my
Hi,
very
Terry.
first question. Terry, welcome to the podcast. So, to Vivid Syntax, have you ever played the game Doki Doki Literature Club?
I have not played Doki Doki Literature Club. Am I allowed to be a little bit heavy on this podcast?
Yeah.
Like I struggled with suicide when I was in high school, and I know a good friend of mine killed himself. So like suicide things is just kind of like a trigger thing for me, and I don't like that stuff. And I know Doki Doki has a little bit like explores those themes a little bit, so that's not a thing that I really want to explore. I've heard it's really 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 good, but I'm just not in a place where I want to.
Yes. Okay. So I totally understand. As a part of the
Spoilers. Sorry, spoilers.
no, it's fine. Also, I think that Doki Doki's probably been spoiled 10 ways till Sunday with all of its memes. Plus, it's been like what, a year since it's been out, something like that.
Yeah, it's your own fault if you haven't figured it out by now.
It's a really good game. If you don't want to play it, it's on Steam for free. Pencil and I did a Let's Play for it on our Barcast channel. Go to the Barcast YouTube, it's there. It's really fucking good. But
you won't be
yeah,
okie dokie after Doki Doki.
Yeah,
you won't watch that because I don't have time because I'm running conventions.
Hell yeah. Now the next set of questions is from a really wonderful Avatar OC named Brittany.
I love her. She's so great.
Hi, Vivid! First question. Was there scenes in Sensation that were based on any actual any actual experiences in your life?
Yes, there were. Again, with a little bit of the heavy stuff. A lot of the, or there's kind of a minor plot is alcoholism, and that is unfortunately, and as well as some of the unhealthy relationships is definitely a thing that I've lived through, which is, again, going back to the idea of write the thing that you wish you had when you were growing up. Like, it's a thing that I've had to live through, and it's not there to show like, here's how you can go through that, and here's how you can process some of that stuff. Luckily, I mean, I still have both my parents, which is great, and they're still happily married and everything, which is but there is a lot of the like really really personal stuff that happens in that story is based on my real life.
It's always really, it's usually normal to hear that a writer kind of inserts their own experiences into their work, but especially when it's something heavy, it's good to see writers open themselves up like that. The next question is, why did you choose statistics over journalism?
So I love journalism, and I feel really smart about this or really wise about this, but I've heard the advice from a lot of people of thing that you love for a living, because then you'll start to hate it. And like, statistics a lot, but it's not my favorite thing, and so it's a really good thing that like I enjoy it, but I can get frustrated with it, and it's fine because that's not my entire identity. I don't personality hat on that thing, so I can go there, I can do statistics, I can make a bunch of money, I can enjoy it or hate it, and at the end of the day, then I can come back and write pony fan fiction, and that's still a hobby for me that I can still enjoy under my own terms. So that's kind of why I chose it.
That's the right way to do it, because funny enough, I actually have a little input on this. Like, my mother identified her entire life based on what she does for a living, and now she's retiring. And guess what? They're having an identity crisis. So don't do that. All right. Number 3. You can only choose one. You must choose between Brayburn, Rarity, Fashion Plate, or Big Mac.
What question is this?
What kind of question is this?
Yeah, Brayburn. Like, Brayburn.
Yeah. No argument. Do you plan on writing any original stories? And with you being a journalist, I'm sure you already have.
So I've written a little bit of original fiction. It's never been published before. One of the things that I really like about fan fiction and about a lot of this whole fandom thing is just that it's a shared space. Everybody already knows these characters a little bit and has the understanding coming into it. So I've written original fiction before, but like, again, it's crossing that line into making it my living and like making it the thing where people have a lot of expectations. So I'm gonna kind of leave it in the hobby space right now, I think. So I don't have any plans on writing original fiction. Maybe someday it'll be a cool thing, like guy who, when I set a goal for myself, I will just fucking relentlessly pursue that thing. Anybody to the hospital by saying
No,
fuck so
no,
much.
I think you're fine.
Fuck. But I don't plan on it. Maybe someday I could see myself challenging myself to say, screw it. We're gonna write an original story and try to get it published. So I could see myself doing that, but no plans right now.
That is one of the hardest endeavors you'll ever undertake, and I wish you luck when you do it.
Thanks.
The next question is, how did you discover Soreburn?
A great question.
I like that way better than Brayrin.
The other one I've seen is Burnin', which I actually kind of like quite a lot. There's a story called Burnin', which is like, that's clever and that's cute, and it's like implies like a kind of desire. It's like that's really good.
Yeah.
How did I discover Soreburn? I honestly don't remember how I first discovered it. I think it was. Remember, it's one of those things where it's just like they are OTP, so they have always been and always will be.
All right.
That's all I got. Sorry.
No, it's all good. The next set of questions are from Vandamoose, and these four will probably close us out. Number one is, all of your coins are tiny mimics. You being a veteran role player, I'm sure you're aware with what a mimic is. What do you do if all of your coins are tiny mimics?
It's the fucking 2010s. I use a credit card like every normal person. The coin thing does not fucking bother me. Who uses coins anymore? This is not an issue at all.
Right, but how would you handle it in D&D?
If I'm playing my Twin Strike Ranger, my Dragonborn Ranger guy, my original character, then I'm just like, fuck it, I'll take an action point and just shoot fucking everything with arrows, and it's fine. That's what he does. No problem that can't be solved with the application of more arrows. If I'm playing my cleric guy, then I'll just turn undead. I don't know. Like,
Turn the money undead.
So one of my favorite things to do when I'm hanging out with friends is do impromptu D&D sessions, and I'll literally just like take whatever thing is inspiring me at that moment, and we'll say D&D, but you're these things. And so when we were at friends at a convention once, and I said, all right guys, we're all bored, so I said, all right guys, we're playing D&D. You're in a library and you're all different types of books. Book that and someone like picked a dictionary, and someone picked an encyclopedia, and someone picked a fiction novel, and we just role played these books trying to fight off this evil librarian who's gonna throw them out. And like, fun experience I've had with people, because it was just such a fucking impromptu nonsense thing that everyone got into it. And if you've never played D&D, play it. It's so much fun. It's such a great time. All you need is a 20-sided dice.
Fair enough. Oh God. Yep. It just clicked in my mind.
Sorry, I'm drunk and
No, I have a different name. I have a different name that I call that with my friends. I just call it the D20 game, because then they don't realize they're role playing, and it's great.
Nice.
Number two would be how would you properly punish Spike for existing?
He's like a cat. He just kind of exists and does what he wants to do. And you can't really fault him for doing things, because like it's just in his nature. So I'd mostly just let him like crawl up on my lap and pet him really nicely, because like Spike doesn't need to be punished. He just needs some love.
But how will he learn?
Friendship lessons or some bullshit like that.
Fair enough. I'm going to take our last question from the chat itself, because we see a new name out there. The Brown Crown of Roses. I wasn't originally going to ask any questions, but what is your favorite story, or top 5 you can't choose, on Fin Fiction?
Oh God, there's so many good ones. Again, I don't have as much time to just. I I do a lot of convention running, and when I'm not, a lot of the fan fiction time I spend is just like me writing my own stories as much as I should. I've been trying to get in the habit of like at work on my breaks, I'll read part of a story or all of a story just to. Um, let's see. Where's my favorite story on conviction? It's bad because I can't remember the author's name or the name of the story, but it's a really good story, guys.
That really good story that exists.
There's one by Gabriel. His last name is French, and I can't fucking pronounce it. But it's a story about this dark spirit where, like, the Cakelding thing where Mrs. Cake is cheating on Mr. Cake, and is Mr. Cake slowly going insane. It was so well written. It was just like, it stuck with me for so long. The other one I will say is The Lunatics by Space Commie, and there's no way that Space Commie is ever going to finish the story, which makes me incredibly sad. The story is Luna basically makes her own main six out of a bunch of it's Soren, it's Minuet, it's Dr. Caballeron, it's like, and a bunch of other characters, and she says, we're going to go into the Changeling Hive and defeat Chrysalis. And it's basically a suicide mission, and it's just, the adventure part of it is so well written, and it's, again, like, Space Commie's never going to finish this. It's been like fucking 2 years since they've updated, and I'm incredibly sad for this, but it's just so good. And it's a really good example of writing a story where the perspective is constantly changing. That I highly recommend it, even though it's not.
Awesome. Then that said, we're just about out of time. So the next question I'm going to ask you is if there are any questions that maybe someone who's watching this after the fact didn't get around to, or someone who wants to just, say hi, talk about, hey, I read your story and just really inspired me. What would be the best way for them to get in touch with you? How can they pay attention to the stuff that you create and stuff that you hype up after the cast?
Certainly. So I'm Vivid Syntax on FimFiction. That's VIVID plus SYNTAX. If you're typing it into the bar. I'm also really active on Twitter, just as Vivid Syntax, one word. And I guess I would just say, like, feel free to talk to me. I think one of the things that a lot of authors talk about is, we live and die by comments. We love talking to people that have read our story. So if something I've written has meant something to you, please do tell me, and please tell the other authors that have read stories that have meant something to you, because that's something we wrote was important to you. So you telling us is the only way that we know, and that it makes my fucking week and sometimes my month if I hear that someone got something out of something I've wrote. So we're really friendly. Give it a comments kind of time.
Hell yeah. Well, in that case, then, dude, thank you so much for coming on. This was a really fun cast.
I love this.
Aw. Well, we're really happy you had a good time.
Are you guys in Minnesota or in the Midwest area?
I am. I was actually just inside Minnesota for a couple days to do some fishing.
Why didn't you say hello?
So I am not there now, but I am close-ish. It's like a 7-hour drive. But
So who's this guy named Minnesota, and why were you inside him?
that said, next week on the cast, we have a person who is breathing. Or we need to reach back out to our guests, make sure everything's good, and so. Oh, well, look at you. Who's our guest for next week, Milk?
Shinodash? How do you pronounce it?
Shinodaje.
Yeah, that one.
Shino. They do Tumblr art and do naked pizza pone and something I'm gonna nut all over his face about Delta V because I love her. That said, thank you for watching this edition of the Barcast. This has been an Enigmatic Otaku. Wow. Okay. Milk.
Uwu.
Syntax, it's been great being here.
You're at the end of the list.
Fine, I'll wait my turn then.
Ravage.
I bent my straw.
Our
Baby.
wonderful guest, Vivid Syntax.
Thank you guys so much for having me. Again, let me know when you guys are fucking accepting that shit. People would donate to save horses.
Hell yeah. We definitely will. And my name's Flutter Priest. Have a great weekend, everybody. Don't die.
Woo!
Death is bad.